Hello everybody, it's been a while, but it's better to share something rather than nothing. So here we go. So, has God ever done anything really cool for you? If he has, not if, because he has, I'd like to encourage you to remember it, to recite it, but also to share it. So, last week I was with my brother and he was asking me about some things that I did after I finished high school. So what I did, I took 2 gap years. And as I was telling him, I was reciting the things that God had done. And in doing that, it really reminded me, and it took me by surprise. I was like, wait, that was really cool. Like, can you believe God actually did that? So in reciting, in sharing, it was an encouragement to me again. So I'll tell you a bit about what happened. In my gap year, I was resitting some exams in the attempt to get into university. And the first few months I was doing the university applications, writing my personal statement, admissions tests, and also had the privilege of going on a mission trip. So when I came back around December time, now it was time to look for a job because Lauren needs money. So as I was looking for a job, I wanted to do something in the healthcare field, and I had some requirements because I needed to study, so it couldn't have been a full-time job. But nothing seemed to be coming up, and I was applying, but the job seemed suboptimal, and I ended up going through the recruitment process and the training process for this one job that would have required me to travel from home to home. I wouldn't have been paid in that travel time. I don't know if they would have paid me for travel, but it just wasn't convenient because I had to study. So that would have been a lot of time wasted. So, you know, the longer you wait, the longer you're inactive, the more discouraged and disheartened you can get. And it's really difficult when you're unemployed, as a lot of us might know in these circumstances. So I wasn't really like, yes, positive. It was getting to me. So just about the time when I was about to start this job, I got an email from a friend who was also on a gap year, and she was working at our old school, and they needed somebody to fill her position because she was going away, and she was acting as the resident librarian because they needed somebody to supervise the kids. They needed an adult to supervise the kids at all times in this space if they were to keep it open. So she said, come along and see what you think. So as I went, the school is 20 minutes away from my house, walk. So I go back to my old school, and the job just seemed perfect. So it was a salaried role, 9 till 5, but there wasn't much to it. It paid well, and they said, do you know what, you can even study as you're here, because we just need someone to supervise, so you can get along with your work. And they were paying me to study. Not only that, but I would pop down to my old teachers to get tuition for free. And because I made friends with the support staff, like the lab technicians, they would give me a wealth of resources that I needed, past papers and things like that to study. So let me recap. God provided me a job just when I was like at my wit's end with this, which paid really well. It was a salaried role, so it even paid me like over the summer, which I wasn't expecting. It paid me to study. I got free tuition, I got free resources, and it was a 20-25 minute walk away from my house. Now, the job was a blessing. Like, it goes to show how God has so much more for us than we could imagine, and how he's working in the background. So all those months when I'm getting discouraged, I had no idea that this is what God had in store. Like, I was thinking, I'm gonna have to go for this suboptimal because I've got to be, responsible, and I've got to get a job, and I'm just gonna have to go for it. But God had something amazing, like, in store that exceeded my expectations. So as I was telling my brother that, my eyes were like, and my heart just, I was like, wow, like, God did that. And it was a great reminder to me of what God had done. So, one, that's why I encourage you to share. Because not only do you encourage others and inspire others with a broader imagination of what God can do for them, but it's a ministry to yourself. Now, two, another concept that I'm thinking of is sometimes I restrict God's testimonies to something He has done, as if it was a gift that He's given me. And do you know what? I've been thinking, God's testimonies are not just a gift, like take it and then you forget about me, and then you do your own thing until we need something else, so we need another testimony. But God's testimonies are a revelation of His character and of what He thinks towards you. So this testimony here has so many lessons for me to learn and for me to live out, such as I can trust God because He's working for my good, even when I can't see, even when things seem like really dreary. I know that somewhere down the line, God has something which exceeds my expectations. Like, I can trust that He's got me. And that's the characteristic, that's the lesson of God that is such a major part of the testimony, not just the material things that He can give us. So, one, remember and share the testimonies for the benefit of others and for the benefit of ourselves. But two, identify what can we learn, what do we learn about God, and what do we learn about ourselves in His eyes from our testimony. So I pray that this has been an encouragement to you guys. Just share something, share anything, and take time to reflect upon what God's testimonies reveal about Him and reveal about yourselves in His eyes. Pray you're blessed. Have a great Sabbath.